Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This week's video will be about things you need to know when you visit the Netherlands during tulip season. For the ones who are new here, my name is Manon and I am Dutch. And why is that important, you might ask yourself? Well, this channel is about the Netherlands and I have a travel blog about the Netherlands, which has the same name of my channel, Visiting the Dutch Countryside. With both my channel and my blog, I will be taking you on a journey through the Netherlands and I will be helping you discovering the most beautiful destinations in the Netherlands, and I will be giving you a lot of tips and tricks as well. So let's get started. The first thing you need to know when you visit the Netherlands during tulip season is that tulip fields are not found in Amsterdam. They're not? Really? They're not? No, they're not. You might see a lot of people, oh, I'm going to Amsterdam for tulip fields, blah 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 blah. They're not here. They're not there. They're located in the north, they're located in the south, they're located in the east, but not in Amsterdam. There are some flower pots filled with tulips during tulip season, and the National Tulip Day in the Netherlands is somewhere in January, and that is on Dam Square, and then there are rows of tulips, but there are no fields. I mean, it's not that crazy. It's a city. It's pretty impossible to place some tulip fields in canals or something, on top of buildings, top of trams. You get the idea, they're not there. You need to head some other part of the Netherlands to see them. So the most important thing you need to know is something that I already explained a bit in a previous video, but it's to not walk inside tulip fields. The tulip fields are there for a reason and they're not here for your Instagram page. If you walk inside the tulip fields, you can damage the bulbs, which eventually means that the farmer, because some bulbs are damaged and it's not just one or two, it's dozens. So when that happens, the farmer loses out on money, the farmer loses out on new bulbs to plant for the next year, which eventually means that the farmer has less money for him or herself and to invest in the company and to buy food from. So just think before you act. If you want to stand in a tulip field and a farmer is there, which doesn't happen often, but if they're there and you ask them if it's allowed and they say yes, then you can walk a bit between the rows of the tulip fields, but only if you have permission of the farmer. Do not do it otherwise. There are some places where you can go to, but you have to reserve in advance because it's kind of a photo shoot location, and then you can walk between the rows, but you pay big bucks for it. Well, big bucks, you pay for it instead of the other tulip fields that are free. But if you want to walk between the tulip fields and you want to do it the right way, go to those places, because then you'll know that everything will be okay and you still have your beautiful photos between the flowers. You can take photos from a distance, that's fine. I wouldn't enter the land of a tulip farmer either, because it's not your land. The problem with this is that we in the Netherlands are generally aware of the fact that it's not our land, so we are not allowed to enter it, even if it looks beautiful. We will just usually have a small creek or a small little river, or anyway some water between the road and the tulip fields. Just stand on the side of the road, that's fine. If you are renting a car in the Netherlands during tulip season, do not, and I repeat, do not stop your car on the middle of the highway or on the middle of any road just take photos. You are not allowed to stop on a highway if you do not have an emergency. And taking photos of tulip fields is not an emergency, you know it. So do not do it, because it leads to dangerous situations. And you want to see the beautiful tulips. People want to, I don't know, go to home, go to work. We want you to have a great time in the Netherlands, but you also need to be aware. So another thing is, people often ask, can I visit tulip farms and stuff like that? There's one tulip farm in the Netherlands that I'm aware of that you can visit. That's a farm which has tulips inside greenhouses, which is also very, very interesting to visit. It's different than the places that only have tulips on the fields, because the processes are different. But yeah, so there's one place that you can visit. I will link them down below. But yeah, so if you want to visit the tulip farm in the Netherlands, then that is your only shot. So something else you need to know during tulip season is that it's crowded. It's not high season, but it's crowded. So book your accommodation in advance, rent bikes in advance if you can. Just usually you can email a company. You can email them and say, hey, I want this and this bike for that and that date and at that time. Or if you want it for the entire day, it's for the entire day. But yeah, do it in advance. Book everything in advance because it will be filled up. Yes, it will be. During weekends, it's even worse. So if you want to visit the Netherlands during tulip season last minute, I would recommend you to visit during the week and definitely not the weekend. Something else you need to know is that there is a flower parade at this time. There are several flower parades in the Netherlands, but only one takes place during tulip season. So it's a flower parade that goes through the most famous flower and tulip area, which is called the Bollenstreek, which is not the area where most tulip fields are located, but I will tell you more about that later. So yeah, it goes through there and then it will end up in the city of Haarlem, and it's beautiful to see. You will see these wagons or something like that that are filled with flowers, and the beautiful part of it is that every flower parade has a theme and it changes every year, and it's a competition. So whoever created the most beautiful, spectacular flower piece wins. And I mean, everyone wants to win. So yeah, that's also very interesting to know, and I would definitely recommend you to see that. I will place some more information about it below. So where can you find the most tulip fields in the Netherlands? Well, it's in the province of North Holland, which is also the province that Amsterdam is in located, but it's not a province that is well known for the tulip fields. To be honest, the Bollenstreek, where you have the KEUKENHOF and Lisse and everything like that, that is the most crowded area with people. So it's the most crowded area with people, but not with tulip fields. As a matter of fact, the most tulip fields are located in the region of the Kop van Noord-Holland, which means the top of the province of North Holland, which stretches roughly from the town of Alkmaar, where you have the cheese market, until Den Helder, which is the most northern city of this province. It's a beautiful region to visit. There are rarely any tourists. It gets a bit more now, and that's only after years and years. And there are beautiful endless tulip fields, and it's spectacular and great to visit, and I would absolutely recommend you to do so. So one thing you also should know is that tulip season generally lasts from mid-April until the first 1 or 2 days in the month of May, where the best time to visit is the end of April. So yeah, if you're planning on visiting the Netherlands during June or during the end of May, that's not when you can find tulip fields all over the country. So yeah, if you're planning on doing that, then you will be disappointed if you expect tulip fields to be there, because they're not. Every year it depends when the exact blooming starts of the tulips, because it's nature. That's how it works. So whenever we have a mild winter, the tulips are usually a bit earlier, and when we have a severe winter, the tulips are later. So yeah, keep that in mind, and just know that the end of April is still the best time to visit, because they are there at that time. Visit the end of April. That way you're sure that they are there. So I forgot to tell you when you need to visit the KEUKENHOF, because the KEUKENHOF is very beautiful, but it's also crowded. So I would recommend you to visit the KEUKENHOF early in the morning or by the end of the afternoon, because then the big tour buses are headed out, and if you go then it's perfectly fine to visit. And if you head early in the morning before the big tour buses arrive, then it's perfectly fine as well. So yeah, that was it for this week's video, guys. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I'm happy to answer them. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and also don't forget to check out my travel blog about the Netherlands below, visiting the-countryside.com, and follow me on all my socials. Do whatever you want, or don't. Please do. It'll be fun. But yeah, so that was it, and I'll see you next week.